This graphics card is the cheapest card I could possibly find on eBay at the time. It has the NVIDIA Quadro branding, it has 2 DVI ports, and it has a very dated looking green PCB. Lovely! Let's find out what it is. This is the NVIDIA Quadro FX 570. It has 256 megabytes of DDR2 and I found it on eBay for just £2.18 or £5.16 after shipping. What an amazing deal. Now, my first priority was to replace the thermal paste because this card is from the late 2000s. Interestingly, it only had 3 of the 4 screws in it, which means it's been taken apart before. However, I still have no confidence whatsoever in the thermal paste, so we will be replacing this with Arctic MX4. Now, as you can see, this is completely dry, and it took absolutely ages to get this off with a bit of kitchen roll as I normally use. But as you can see, we did get it off eventually, and we have the nice NVIDIA GPU die. Now to get it off the heatsink itself, and it came off the heatsink quite easily. However, you can still see remnants of it left over. This is my tube of MX4 and it ran out just as I was putting the thermal paste on this die. Very annoying, but it was just about the right amount, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Replacing the fan and the heatsink, trying to line it up and then popping in the screws, and we should be ready to use this graphics card. Now it's time to install this in the TechMW test bench. This is brand new. Just removing the 1080 Ti here. What a great graphics card. And in goes the FX 570. What a graphics card. Definitely is capable of the 1080 Ti. I had a slight slip up with the screw there. Not to worry about that. That's absolutely fine. Now, the TechMW test bench is made in one of my old cases. It features a Ryzen 5 1600X, 16 gigs of 2666 MHz DDR4, a 500 gig SSD, and a 600 watt EVGA power supply. That 1600X and that RAM are definitely not going to be bottlenecking any of the GPUs I test on this channel, so I'm not too worried. It was good to see the Quadro FX 570 showing straight up in Device Manager. Absolutely perfect. So let's launch our first game. This is Gary's mod with mixed settings at 1280 by 720. As you can see, running surprisingly well actually. I was very impressed with the performance of this graphics card. Now it is an older game, but it was never designed for gaming, this graphics card. And they're kind of from around the same time, so even handling all of this, it was really good. We had an average of 27.9 FPS, with a maximum of 42.9 and a minimum of 14.9. Going on to the 1% lows and 0.1% lows, based on our average, we had a 1% low of 12.4, and a 0.1% low of 1.9. Moving on to our second game, Left 4 Dead 2. Now, we ran this at much lower settings, still at 720p though, and as you can see, it ran pretty well, although this was definitely the least stable of the 3 games that I was able to test on this graphics card. Now this game, I can imagine, is quite demanding, even though it's older, because it's dealing with so many zombies, so many bullets flying everywhere, so much going on. It is absolutely crazy. But as you can see, the maximum FPS was 75.3, the minimum was 5.9, and the average was 36.8, so really all over the place. This is also reflected in the 1% and 0.1% lows, as you can see 1.9 and 1.1 respectively. Compared to the average, that is absolutely tiny, so yeah, you could really feel the stuttering in this game. Good job we had the Ryzen though, otherwise that would have been probably a lot worse. Now, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer. This game was actually the most demanding to run. I deliberately ordered these in order of demand so that, you know, we could slowly see worse and worse results. I had to turn this one down all the way to 800 by 600, and this is a compilation of me getting absolutely destroyed by NPCs. I blame the lag, personally. I would say the lag is completely at fault here. As you'll see, me hopping around, it looks slightly less laggy, but my accuracy, it's kind of annoying really to just watch me getting absolutely roasted. I'm completely fine if the game's running at 60 to 120 FPS, but with this average, as you can see on the screen, not too great. And you can kind of see the stuttering as well, and just, again, absolutely roasted. Again, Like, what is going on? They've got this NPC in the distance. Oh, no, didn't get him. No, absolutely not. I mean, it just... it's actually kind of getting sad at this point. And we've got another two. Oh, but someone, yeah, got them. And then, oh no, I've been shot again. Oh dear. Anyway, we saw an average with this one of 28 FPS with a high of 48.2 and a low of 17.7. Definitely the most consistent so far. This also reflects in the 1 and 0.1% lows, being 17.9 and 14.9 respectively. Not too bad. However, bear in mind, this was on the lower settings and at 800 by 600 resolution. But considering the game is a lot newer than the card, that is quite good. Now, I tried launching Fortnite. However, as you'll see in a moment, we had a slight issue. No DirectX 11 compatible GPU found, which was weird. Moving on to Forza Horizon 4. Oh, we need DirectX 12. Great. Moving on to GTA 5 Enhanced. Yeah, pretty much. Good stuff. And then moving on to our last game, Halo Infinite. I don't know why I thought this would run. I was just trying it. Halo Infinite. Yeah. DirectX 12. Brilliant. So, looking at all of our games, the average and lowest and highest FPS, you can see that the most consistent was Black Ops 2. And then this is also reflected in the 0.1 and 1% lows, as you can see. Black Ops 2 was definitely the most playable overall with the least frame drops. Now, the final test that I was able to successfully run, Unigine Heaven, which is weird because this is DirectX 11. But one of the games refused to run because it had no DirectX 11, so this is making no sense. Anyway, as you can see on the screen, Unigine Heaven, not running too well. It actually crashed twice before I was able to get a result, which was a bit of a painful process because it actually took a while. Now, this scored 1.3 at 720p maximum settings, and this is compared to a bunch of low-end GPUs, the highest on this screen being the RX Vega 8 integrated graphics. It is appalling, yeah. And then I tried to run my own Blender benchmark that I've made, and it didn't run. So yeah, time to remove the Quadro FX 570. It's a fairly decent card. I can't really complain for £2.16, but it's definitely not, you know, your 1080 Ti or, you know, your Titan XP like you're seeing in this shot. I actually just put them in here to just show off a little bit, even though they're older cards. Yeah, this is the kind of commentary you wouldn't get on any other tech video normally. But yeah, so yeah, the Quadro, okay, not too bad, pretty bad actually. It's no Titan XP, it's no 1080 Ti, it's no 6800 XT like I've got in the PC, but for £2 something, it is a pretty good value, but not quite for £5 because you can get a 550 Ti for something around that price. We are going to be combining this with the cheap motherboard in the next video, so if you're looking forward to that, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, enjoy, see you in the next one.